Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I do when I sew the ribbons and the elastics into my pointe shoes. Before starting, I just want to say that placements and sewing of the ribbons and elastics are individual, but this is how I do it. The things I'm going to use are, of course, my pointe shoes, my stitch kits from Bunheads. I use the stretch ribbons from Block, elastics I think are from Blocks, some pins and some scissors. So let's get started sewing. First I'm going to find the placements for the elastics. I pin the elastics to the outside of the shoe first. This just to make sure that the elastic is going to be in the right place. Before cutting the elastic off, to make sure that it's going to be in the right length, I pop the shoe on and measure around my foot to make sure that the elastic are in the correct length. To start sewing the elastics. First I flip the heel material over so I get more easy access to sew the elastics on. I like to place the elastics, as you see, quite in the middle of the back of the shoe. And here also I pinned it so that it will stay in place while I sew. And I also pin from the outside of the shoe so I can try the shoe on and don't get stung by the pins. And here are the elastics in the correct place. I use a stitch kit from Bunheads that contains a sewing thread that is a bit thicker than normal sewing thread. This because you put pressure on the elastics and the ribbons, so you need a thread that won't break. When I sew, I like to sew around the edges of the elastic. Also, I only go through the inner material of the shoe. I don't go through to the other side of the shoe, so there will be no stitches in the actual satin of the shoe. When I sew around all the edges, I just make one stitch up over, and then I go through all the materials to the other side, pull the thread all through, and make a stitch on the outside. Then I only have one stitch on the outside of the shoe. Then I just finish by sewing the elastics all the way up to the drawstring. Make sure that you don't sew actually through the drawstring, then it will be quite hard to use the drawstring. When I feel that the elastics are in place and I'm finished, I just make a loop, pull the thread through and make a knot. And to make it extra safe, I do that twice. to do the same thing as the elastics by first pinning them to the outside of the shoe to make sure that I got them in the right place. To make sure that the ribbons are in the correct place, just fold the heel down, and where the heel is folded by the line that it makes, there is where you're going to place your ribbons. I like to fold the end of the ribbons so I have more material to work with before I start sewing. Then place the ribbon on the inside where it's going to be and pin them from the outside so I can try on the shoe without getting stung by the pins. The same as with the elastic, I flip the heel interior over and then just start sewing around the edges of the ribbon. And also here I don't go through all the materials to the other side, I just go sew through the inner material of the shoe. When I'm all the way around the ribbon, I do the same here, go through to the other side, and just make one stitch on the outside of the shoe. Are the results of all my sewing. Both the elastics are in place and also both of the ribbons. The last thing to do now is to find the correct length of the ribbons. By that I just pop the shoe on and tie the ribbons. As you can see here, they're way too long, so I just cut them off in the correct length so that I have still something to tie with. And there they are, ready for class. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I wish you all a pleasant day. Bye!